Hi guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Kosi, and in today's video I will be sharing with you guys on how I made this beautiful boosted blouse with a stylish open yoke neckline and an exaggerated sleeve, a standing exaggerated sleeve. So if you're interested, you want to keep on watching, and let's get started. And if you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe so you get notified once I upload a new video. So these are the materials I'm going to be making use of. So here I have my stay and I have my warden. This type is the one that has shiny at the back as usual. Then I also have my lining, you can see, and I have my peplum gum. You can also call it a stiff gum. You can see that it's very strong. That's my peplum gum. And also I have my Ankara, my beautiful Ankara. You can see how colorful and beautiful it's looking. This is very beautiful, and I'm making use of 2 yards. You get, so here this is my tape, my ruler, and my scissors. So I'm going to go ahead and spread it, fold it into 2, then cut the one that is going to be very enough for me for this blouse. Do you get? So what I'm doing here is I'm measuring it. After measuring, I'll just go ahead and cut out how much wide that's going to be enough for my drafting. Do you get? So I'll just go ahead and cut it all through to the end. So right now, after I was done, you can see what I have here. So I'll just go ahead and place my tape. For the top length, for the blouse length, I have 22 inches, but I added 1 inch extra for the folding allowance. Again, still leaving my tape there. From the starting point line, I came down by 9.5 inches, which will serve as my bust point. For the under bust, I came down by 12.5 inches. As you can see, that I'm marking it. I'll also go ahead and come down by 15 inches. This is for my waistline. So after marking it like this, I'll just use my ruler to connect those points to give me a straight line. I'll do the same thing for my under bust, also do the same thing for the waistline. Once I'm through with that, I'll also go ahead and level the first line as my bust point, second line under bust, third line the waistline, lastly the top lines. After I was done doing that, on this shoulder line at the starting point, I'll divide my shoulder circumference into 2 plus ½ inch for the seam. Then I came down by 7.5 inches. This is for the armhole depth. So right here, I'll just go ahead and connect it like this. Then after I was done doing this, I'll also make a straight line, just connect a straight line, then label it as the chest line, also label the shoulder as the shoulder line. So I have the shoulder line, chest line, bust point, under bust, waistline, and the top length. After I was done doing that, what I'll do here is on the bust point, I am going to divide my nipple to nipple by 2. Mine is 7 inches, so divided by 2 is 3.5. So I added extra ½ an inch to give me 4 inches for the stitching allowance. So I marked the 4 inches on the bust point. On the under bust, I marked 3.5. On the waistline, I marked 3.5. Also on the top length, I marked 3.5. So you can see that I connected it with my ruler to give me a straight line. But the bust point line is not straight. It's somehow slanting, as you can see. Another thing to do is on the under bust, I marked 2 inches. If you are busting, you can mark 2.5. For me, I marked 2 inches. So I'll just connect it from the under bust down to the top length. Next thing to do is on the chest line, I marked 3.5 as well. So I connected it just like this. Can you see? So after I was done doing that, what I'll do is on the under bust, I'm going to make my curve for my cup. Then after making my curve like this is a bust here, you get. So what I'll do is on this chest line again, I marked 2 inches at first, but later on I curved it and I noticed that it was somehow pointy, so I am going to come in by ½ an inch, just like this. You can see. So I corrected the pointy side, so it's not going to be pointy after sewing. After coming in by this ½ an inch, you can see what I have here. So on the shoulder line, I will mark 3 inches for the neck wideness, and I will place my tape and determine how much length I would want the neckline to be. So I marked 6 inches. You can mark 7 inches. So you can see my curve here. It's not really a round curve, it's like a V, but the V is curvy. So after that, I placed my tape on the chest line. I came up by 3 inches and I marked it. So on the center side, I'm going to I'll just mark 1.5 inches. You can mark 1 inch if you want the yoke to be very tiny at the center part. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, just like it is in this picture. You can mark 1 inch. For me, I marked 1.5. So after that, at the 3 inches, I went ahead to connect it. I also connected this one here like this. You can see what I'm doing here. So this is the V, the open yoke for the V. That is what I just did here, just like you can see in this picture. So after that, I went ahead to make a slant for my shoulder. As you can see, now I'll place my tape, divide what I have left, mark it, then I'll come inside by 1/2 inch. Then after making my curve here, you can see where I have. Now the next thing I'm going to be doing again is to go ahead and cut this off. So look at what I'm doing here, so you know exactly how to cut this off, so you don't cut on the wrong part. You get? So after cutting that leg, I went ahead to also cut out the chest line. You can see now that the yoke is separate like this. After that, I also go ahead and cut out this other side just like this. The place I came in by 2 inches, I cut it off just like this. Then I'll just go ahead and cut off the upper side. So after cutting, I'll go ahead and notch the underbust. That's where our padding is going to stop. I'll do the same thing for the other peaks. After I was done doing that, you can see where I have here. So we are not done yet for this side, but I'll just keep it aside, so I'll work on the yoke. So for the yoke, from the neckline, I'll just go ahead and cut, then cut out the shoulder slope, and also go ahead and measure just divide my bust circumference into 4. I marked it, then add 2 inches for the seam allowance. After that, from there, I'm going to go ahead to cut it out like this. Can you see what I'm doing here? So after cutting, you can see what I have here. So I'll just go ahead and open it up. After opening, you can see where I have here. So I'll just keep it aside, then I'll finish the other bodies. We get? So right now, after cutting everything here, I'll go ahead and close up the darts, as you can see. So close up your dart like this, then go ahead and place your tape. Right now, I will mark 1/4 of my bust circumference and add 2 inches for the seam allowance. Do the same thing for the waistline, divide it by 4, mark it, add 2 inches again for your seam allowance. You can see. After that, I'll just go ahead and connect it. Can you see? I'll connect from the bust to the waistline. So on the waistline, I'm going to come down by 4 inches because it has basque, but the basque is not the one that has a V shape. First I marked 3.5, so I later came down by 4 inches. You can see. So from the 4 inches I came down, you can see how I curved it. Can you see? I didn't curve it like a V shape. I just made a little curve. Just look at what I did here, so you understand what I'm saying. You can see where I ended the curve. So now I am going to go ahead and cut it off like this. After cutting, you can see what I have here. Can you see? So please pardon the noise background. So sorry for that. So after that, this is where I have here. Can you see? So I'll just go ahead and extend the line at the side. Go ahead and cut it off like this. So after I was done cutting, the bodice now is ready. Can you see? So this is the yoke. This is how you're going to place it when sewing, just like this. Next thing to do now is to cut out the back piece. So for the back piece, you can see what I have here. So I'll just go ahead and place the side front. Just watch what I'm doing so you know how to do this. Place the front side or beside front. After place, you do the same thing for the center front, and make sure you close up your dart. So mark 1 inch for your zipper allowance, or you mark 1.5. For me, I marked 1 inch, so from there I connected it to give me a straight line. Can you see? So this is my waistline for the front. So you can see where I sketched. So the waistline for the back will start from there. So this is my yoke. I also go ahead and place this yoke like this. Can you see how I placed it? So after placing, I'll just go ahead and sketch it out. Also extend the upper part line like this, and also I came down by 2 inches because the back is going to have it's going to be a high neck. So after doing this, I noticed that my front piece was not very close to the zipper allowance, so I noticed that then I had to place them very close. Then I resketched the lines. After that, I came down by 1.5 inch. Sorry, I said 2 inches before, so that was a mistake. I came down by 1.5 inch for the high neck. Also made my cuff. After that, I also extend the waistline for the back, then go ahead and cut it off just like this. So after cutting it off, I'll also go ahead and place my tape again from the shoulder. So I will mark 15 inches for my waistline. After marking the 15 inches for my waistline, I'll also go ahead and extend the waistline to the zipper allowances side. And you can see that I came in by 1/2 inch. So from the neckline side, I'll just go ahead and connect it to the waistline where I came in by 1/2 inch, then extend the line to meet the top length. So this is just to avoid a zip bulge at the back of my blouse after sewing. So after that, I'll just go ahead and cut it off just like this. Then also go ahead and notch the zipper allowances side. So once I'm through with that, I'll just keep the back aside. Then this is the front and this is the yoke. So this is how everything is looking. I have my back piece, I have the front piece, and also have the yoke. You get? So this is how everything is looking. So right now what I'm going to do next is to cut out the lining for the piece I have, then also cut out the wording and iron my hairstay as well. But before then, I'll go ahead and cut out the sleeve. So I'm marking 13 inches long for the sleeve length. After marking, I place my tape, then I have 11.5 for the wideness. So from there, I'll make my curve for my sleeve. You can see what I did here. So it's going to have pleats at the shoulder part. So after that, I'll just go ahead and cut it off just like this. You can see. So after cutting, I also place it again on the fabric to cut out the second sleeve as well. So this was what I had after I was done cutting. So I'll just split it before joining to the shoulder part. Can you see? And also go ahead and iron my peplum gums to it. Now after ironing my peplum gum, I'll just go ahead and cut out the yoke. So for the yoke, what I did was to fold this fabric into two, then place it like this. I'll also go ahead and add 1/2 inch for the stitching allowance like this. You can see what I did here. So do the same thing for yours as well. Also do the same thing at the upper part, then on the neckline as well. After that, go ahead and cut it off. So after cutting it off like this, you're going to again cut out another one for the lining. So the lining should be the same fabric. Do not use a normal lining for this. So the one I added my 1/2 inch stitching allowance was the one I also placed on this fabric again. Then go ahead and cut it because it's going to be two, one for the lining and one for the main yoke. Do you get what I'm saying? Do not cut on your extra lining. Do you get? Just cut it on your main fabric. You get? So after cutting it like this, you can see what I have here. So I'll just go ahead and open it up so you see how it's looking. So this is how it's looking when I open it up, and you're going to use one of them for the lining. Can you see? So right here, I'll also go ahead and iron my hairstay here as well. So guys, after ironing my hairstay, you can see what I have here. So I cut out the lining, cut out the wording, I ironed everything, and also for the yoke, you can see that I ironed my hairstay as well for the yoke on the main fabric and on lining as well. You can see what I have here. So this is it, guys. You can see the wording that I left 1 inch for the at the upper part. You get, So this is the sleeve. You can see what I have here. I have the line. I cut out the lining for the sleeve and also ironed my peplum gums to it as well. So I'll just go ahead and remove everything aside. Then I'll work on the front piece alone for now. So what I'm going to do again is to go ahead and remove the lining. Just keep the lining and the yoke aside, and I'll go ahead and open the front piece. Then what you are going to do now is to go ahead and join it. You already know how to do this, but I'll show you guys if you're a beginner. So go ahead and place it like this. You can see how I placed it. Then go ahead and sew just like you see me do. You use your half an inch, then do the same thing for the other one as well. Then after doing it like that, you're also going to go ahead and sew the yoke. You get, so this is what you do. Go ahead and sew, use your half an inch. Go ahead and sew, do the same thing for this other side. Then on the neckline, you're going to also sew the neckline. Use your half an inch to sew the neckline as well. I'll also go ahead and sew the lining. So after sewing, I will be right back. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew, and you can see that I also ironed my seam opening. So this is very important. Each time you make a bustier or a corset, go ahead and iron your seam opening. So this is the front piece. You can see how it's looking. Can you see? And as for the yoke, let me show you guys how I sewed it in case you don't understand or saw what I did there. So go ahead and sew like this. You can see my thread and how I sew. So you're going to leave the center side open. You're not going to sew the center yoke. You leave it open. So after that, go ahead and notch. So you can see where I'm notching here. So after notching this down side of the yoke, I also notch the neckline side, then trim off the small excess I have there, so it's not going to be very difficult when stitching. You get, just look at what I'm doing so you understand what I'm seeing here. Messing with my head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels, they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about you that I can't forget, but you're breaking down my walls again. So guys, after trimming, you can see what I have here. So right now, I'll just go ahead and turn it over to the right side. So from this side, you're going to go ahead and turn it over to the right side. Just watch what I'm doing so you know how to turn yours. After doing this, I also go ahead and iron it. After turning it over to the right side, I also go ahead and iron it out so it's going to relax very well. Can you see what I'm doing here? So go ahead and make sure it's straight. Make sure you bring out everything like this. Then after making it relax, then go ahead and iron it. Give it a nice press. So after ironing, you can see the difference here. You can see how beautiful and relaxed it's looking. So this is it, guys. Can you see? So right now, after I was done doing this, the next thing I'm going to do again is to place little pieces on the seam. So I already gone ahead to cut this piece out, and I have about 2 inches there. So you're going to place it like this because I'm making a double boning. You can see the picture that the front has a double boning, not a single boning but double. You can see that it has 2 lines there showing. That means it's a double boning. So this is it. I already gone ahead to cut out this piece, this 3 piece for it, as you can see. So what you're going to do is to head over to your sewing machine. Then you're going to sew on the middle, sew on the both side as well. So this is the back piece. What I'll do here is to go ahead and place my tape from the shoulder side. Then I am going to come down by 9 inches. So place your tape from the shoulder, come down by 9 inches, then mark it like this. After marking, you mark your zipper allowance. I already have my zipper allowance marked there, you can see. So what I marked here is just the half of my nipple to nipple. After doing that, you can see what I have here. I made a straight line. So I also go ahead and cut a little piece for this one. Also go ahead and place them like this. So I've gone ahead to sew. You can see what I have here. After placing the piece, I already gone ahead to sew. So I sew just the middle, then I sew the both side like you are making a drawstring dress. You get that piece that is usually sewn when making a drawstring dress. This is how you're going to do that. You get, so for me, I'm not going to be adding bonings to mine because I don't have any bonings yet. This is just my dress, and for the sake of this tutorial I had to make this. So if you want ponies for yours, you can go ahead and place it. I just showed you this so you know how to make a double pony channel and also how to place them. So when placing them, you're going to remove like half an inch on the upper side and also half an inch on the downside so you don't sew on them. So make use of a plastic bones. If you don't have a plastic bones, you can also go ahead and make use of a ridgeline boning. You get. So after that, you can see what I have here. So now this is the yoke. Right here, you're just going to get the middle part of the yoke like this, then place it on the neckline, the middle part as well. So this is how it's going to be placed. Place it like this, place it like this. Then after placing it like this, you're also going to place your lining on top of it as well. Just place your lining the right side. So for the lining, I didn't iron the seam opening. I forgot to do this, you guys, but because it's just a lining and I didn't iron my hairstyle as well, so I just go ahead and place them the right side facing each other. Then also go ahead and sew just the upper part of the front neck. You get. I'm going to be sewing just the upper part of the front piece. Do you get? So this is the back piece. It's very simple. This one here is very simple. Just go ahead and place your lining on it, the right side facing each other like this. Then you're going to go ahead and sew the down part first because I removed half an inch on the lining. I want to have a small turn up there. Do you get? So I'll go ahead and sew everything. Firstly, sew the down part, sew the both sides, the neckline, the zipper side. Then after that, you turn it over from your armhole. You get. Turn it over to the right side from your armhole side. You get. So this is the sleeve as well. So it also has a lining, you can see. So go ahead and place your lining like this on the sleeve. Then go ahead and sew just the down part. You get. Then do the same thing for the other sleeve as well. So after I was done fixing or joining my lining for the front piece, you can see I just joined the front piece, the neckline for the front piece, and you can see that I have some lining popping out on the neckline. So to avoid this, I am going to be placing my hemming gums to it. So I'll just place my hemming gum on the neckline. You can see after placing, you cover it up with your lining, then maintain the chest area. Make sure that the line is not popping out. Just go ahead and steady iron it. Just press, give it a very nice press, so when you press it's going to stick together with the gum. So guys, after I was done, you can see what I'm saying here. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I always do this on the channel if I'm making a bustier or corset. If you have been following my channel, or my videos, you're going to notice that I always do this on the channel. Do you get? After I was done doing that, what you're going to do is to turn your lining over to the wrong side. Firstly, sew the down side like this. Then after sewing the down side, you're going to sew the both side as well. Can you see? So this the back and the front piece. I already gone ahead to sew everything, the lining, and for the front I left some space where I turned it over to the right side. You can see that I made a top stitch later. Can you see? So right now what I'm going to be doing is to place them the right side facing each other like this. Then I'm going to go ahead and sew and join the shoulder. Get. So go ahead and join the shoulder. When joining my shoulder, this is how I normally join my shoulder. Just go ahead and place them like this, then use my lining to cover it up. Then go ahead and sew using your half an inch. So guys, after sewing, you can see what I have here. Can you see? So I already gone ahead to pin everything together. This is the front side of the shoulder. You can see how it's looking. Can you see? So I already gone ahead to pin the both side. Can you see? I just pin it down like this. Now I can see that I have a little adjustment here. You can see I have a little adjustment there, so I'm going to correct it later. For the back side, I already pinned the zipper allowance. Can you see? So what I'll do is just keep it aside, then I'll work on the sleeve. So for the sleeve, like I told you guys earlier, I sewed with half an inch for the sleeve. So right now what I'm going to do is to go ahead and fold it into two, both the main fabric and the lining for the sleeve. You can see what I'm doing here. fold it into two. Just fold both piece into two like this, then go ahead and sew like this. After sewing like this with 1 inch, join them like this. After sewing, do the same thing for the other sleeve. This is just to avoid the seam of the sleeve showing after sewing it. Do you get? If you don't understand what I'm saying, look at what I'm doing. You're going to understand it very soon. So go ahead also to trim off the excess on the same side for the sleeve. Trim it off, then also go ahead and turn it over to the right side. Trust me guys, when I was trying to turn it over to the right side, it wasn't so easy, so I had to take my time to do this. Then after I was done doing, I also went ahead to iron it very properly, so it's going to relax very well. So it's not really easy to turn though, but I just took my time. So go ahead and do yours majestically. Go ahead and iron as well. So guys, after I was done ironing, you can see what I have here. So I also sewed the upper parts, just top stitch with the lining as well, you can see. Also, you can now notice that you are no longer seeing the seam allowances for the both sleeve. This was because of the way we sewed the both lining and the main fabric, just sew on the wrong side. So you can see what I have here. So go ahead and do yours like that, because it's not so nice for people to be seeing your seam allowances for the sleeve. Do you get? So right now, just place my tape, then measure the armhole. Also go ahead and measure the bust circumference into two, just to know what I have from there to my armhole, and what I had was so small, so I'll just go ahead and trim it off. Remember to trim yours like this. Just go ahead and trim it so it's going to relax properly on your armhole. Do the same thing for the other side as well. Just do it like this. Can you see? So now once I'm through with that, I'll just repin the both sides. Then I'll also go ahead and fix my sleeves. So don't forget to make a pleat. So the part facing towards the shoulder side, make your pleat only on that part at the top, just like this. So trust me, when I was fixing this sleeve, my goodness, it was so strong. I had to gather some courage, gather some patience to do this. So when making yours, don't rush it too, because it's not easy to fit because of the hard gum that is inside, you get. So I'll just go ahead and do this, do the same thing for second side. Also shape the dress, shape the both side. So after I was done doing all of those things, I also fixed my zipper. Then you can now see that I'm done. So I'll just go ahead and wear it so you see how it looks like. So just like you can see in the beginning of the video, this is how it's looking. You can see how beautiful it's looking. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Please don't forget to subscribe so you get notified anytime I upload a new video.